everyone, and welcome to the 30-Day Summit, where Russell Brunson has brought together a collection of his top 2 Comma Club and 8-figure award winners to share with you how they would literally survive and begin to rebuild their business in just 30 days if they lost it all. My name is Bailey Richard, and right now I'm delighted to be speaking with James P. Friel. James Friel is an author, entrepreneur, and consultant who helps entrepreneurs systemize, grow, and scale their businesses by getting them out of the day-to-day operations of running their companies so they can make more money and have more time and freedom. Prior to running his own companies, James was the global head of digital strategy for HSBC Bank, where he led teams across 3 continents and 5 countries to double online sales for the bank. Since leaving the corporate world in 2011, James has simultaneously run multiple 7-figure companies and has consulted with CEOs, entrepreneurs, and executive-level staff at companies ranging from Fortune 50 corporations to smaller, more entrepreneurial ventures, helping them systematically increase efficiency while also growing their sales. James holds a Bachelor of Science from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and lives in Boise, Idaho, where, in addition to being a student of the game of business, he enjoys working out, drumming, and skiing. So, James, welcome to the summit.
Awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're delighted to have you as well. I've just finished rereading your 30-day plan, and I'm really excited to get to talk to you about it now. So I'd love to just start at the beginning. After setting your goals and a daily routine, week 1 is all dedicated to specifically pinpointing what your business is really going to be about, what problem you're going to solve for people. So to accomplish this, you say that you'll reach out to everyone you know and then ask them what their biggest challenges are in life and business. And then you will cross-reference that with your own skills and market opportunities to settle upon the one thing that you'll offer. Could you talk to us a little bit more about this concept of cross-referencing the answers that you receive from people with your own skills and market opportunities?
Yeah, I think that it's really important, first, to be clear on what you're trying to create, right? And that's why it starts with setting a clear, really intentional goal for yourself. And what's important to me may not be important to somebody else, and everybody has a different definition of success. And so I think if you're going to put any significant effort or any effort into anything, you have to be really clear on what you're doing, what you want, why you're doing it, like all of those things that I think a lot of people sort of hear and they just think, yeah, okay, that sounds really good, but I just want to get into it and start trying different things and seeing what works and everything. And for me, if you don't have a target, you're just going to sort of be very aimless and you're going to wander. And so the most efficient way and effective way to accomplish anything is to be clear on what you're trying to accomplish, because from there you can optimize towards that. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that I hope that the people listening to this and reading the chapter and all that stuff don't just dismiss this as another, oh, hey, we got to set goals. Yeah, I know that already. Well, there's a big difference between knowing and doing it is what's important. Knowing about it is only half of it. And so from there, I quickly jump into a very inquisitive sort of frame of mind to say, all right, well, I know that I'm going to try and hit that goal as soon as possible. And for some people, and sort of thinking through starting from scratch and building something in 30 days was that was a really cool thought exercise. And for me, I've been a consultant, selling high ticket programs, and, I have other businesses as well. But that's the one where I've always just, if I need cash or I need to, do something, I just okay, cool. What is the need in the market, and what strengths and background and, from my experience do I have that I can really bring to the table? And so I think what people really need to get clear on is what's going to help you make money is not that you have this great idea. What's going to help you make money is a thorough understanding of the needs and the problems and the pains in the marketplace. And when we talk about marketplace, I don't need people to go out and understand the entire world, which is why I said start with the people in your world, right? In essence, the people in your world are your market right now, and understand the problems and the challenges that they're facing. And then say, okay, cool. Well, maybe people need help with, Facebook leads, or maybe people need help, systemizing their business, or maybe they need help with losing weight and getting in shape, or they want better relationships, or all these different things, and hear what they have to say, and then say, all right, what am I great at? because you want a really good match between the problems and the challenges that you're seeing and hearing and what you're great at, so that you can really put something valuable to people and really help them accomplish their own goals and help them get a result.
Okay, fantastic. Well, all of that is really in week 1. Week 2, at the beginning of the week, you say that you'll start to craft your specific offering and then begin to locate what you call keystone clients that would be ideal for you to work with. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about what goes into creating your specific offering, if you have any tips on that. Perhaps also a definition of what a keystone client is. But then more importantly, what's the strategy here? What is the reasoning behind trying to find these keystone clients, and how is this all going to play out over the course of your 30-day plan?
Yeah. So at a really high level, the strategy is, building on week 1, we found some problems and challenges that people are having in the market, and we figured out what background experience we have where we can match those things up and help to create a result for our prospective clients, right? And so we want to really develop out an offer here that's very results focused. We don't want to just say, well, I help people, I help people lose weight. Like, we want to be able to say, with my proven plan, maybe you've done it for yourself or something else in the past. I help people, lose X amount of weight in 14 days or something like that. Or I think one of the examples I gave in the book was, even if you're headed for divorce court, I can help you turn around your relationship, even if your partner thinks you suck. Right? Something like that, where it's really, really specific. Like, what is the offer? And I think the word offer gets thrown around in, the marketing world a lot, but really all it is what am I going to give you when you work with me? Like, what am I offering to you? And so sharpening that up into where it's a very specific outcome focused thing is the first part of this week. And then once we have that clarity of mind and we're able to succinctly say, hey, I'm going to help you, if you're on your way to divorce court, and your partner thinks you suck, get your marriage back, right? Then we want to ask people, well, who wants to take me up on this thing? Right? And so this is, going back to all the people that you previously talked to, posting on social media, asking people that if they know people who are in that situation who want that result, right? And it's so much easier to get people to raise their hands and say, yeah, I want that result, when you're crystal clear on what the result you're actually going to give them is. Because some people will be like, no, that like I'm happily married and that has nothing to do with me. And other people will be like, you know what? I think this is me. I'm like really nervous. I wonder if this is possible. And so you want to get people to raise their hands. And what we're looking for here is to get a bunch of people who are interested. And from those people, we're going to pick 1 or 2 people, a very small group, and we're going to call these people the keystone client. And the keystone client is the person that we're not going to charge for our service. We're simply going to prove the concept that our ability to create the result is as good as we believe it is, and to create an epic result for that person. And all we're going to ask them for is an incredible case study testimonial after we're done, so that we can use that as the magnetic attraction to find more clients that are just like them.
Okay, great. Well, that's week 2. Then in week 3, you say that you're going to be basically doing the same 3 activities every single day. The first one is going to be getting your keystone clients' results. The second is going to be sharing those results from your keystone clients with others. And the third is sharpening your sales training. So would you like to walk us through those activities?
Yeah, definitely. So first and foremost, this whole entire strategy is based on the result that we get for this keystone client. And so we need to make sure we're going all in with that person, right? Like going above and beyond, doing everything that is absolutely necessary to get them the result that we promised that we could get them in the offer, right? And so day in and day out, once we're working with this person, it's sort of a all hands on deck, balls to the wall, sort of like do anything necessary to get that person the result that we claim that we can give them. And so that's priority number 1 across that, this 3rd week. While we're doing that, it makes good sense for us to share the story and the progress and the results that we're getting for that person with our market, with all of the people that we've previously talked to, with our people who are following us on social media, with the people that are our friends, picking up the phone and calling and saying, hey, I just want to let you know, like today we got this breakthrough result with this person. The project is going really well, and we're really close to getting this result, so that we're taking people along for the journey and they can see that this thing is actually happening. Like we're not necessarily going just into a black box where people are surprised that the result happens at the end, but they're like, oh, I believe that it's possible. I see how attainable it is to get that result. And while we're doing that, and so this is a really intense week, right? Because we've got client focus, which is delivery and service. We've got marketing focus, which is promoting all of the results that we're getting for this person. And we're also doing some things on the sales side to get us ready for week 4. We're really going to start going into sales mode. And I don't think you can ever be too good at sales. And so I don't know where everybody is listening to this and reading through this chapter, but I do know that the better you are at selling something, the easier it's always going to be for you to make money. And so this is the time where we're going to get ready to start having sales calls in week 4. And I want to make sure that people are really, really ready for those sales calls. And so I think I gave some recommendations on some different books and things like that people should be reading and going through during this week. But start getting your mindset into how to have the sales conversation while you're giving the results to people and you're talking about them. And I think that will come together in creating a really natural sales script that will develop out in the following week.
Well, speaking of your sales script and also the process of systematizing, bringing in new leads and converting them into clients for your business, during the final week of your plan, you do discuss actually creating a funnel that'll do exactly that. So I'd love to hear from you a little bit more about what this funnel actually looks like, and also just about the overall process and strategy here that you're using to convert leads into clients for your business.
Yeah, so the good news about building a high ticket consulting funnel is it's really, really easy. Like once you've done all of the things that we've talked about so far, where you've identified the people in your market that you're going to help, you have your offer, you have your keystone client, you've gotten a great result for them, like quite literally all you have to do is take a great video, a testimonial video is what I recommend, of the keystone client talking about where they were before they started working with you, what result was important for them, and what result you got for them, right? So it's like, here's where we were, here's what we did, here's where we got to. Very, very basic stuff. And helping other people who are like that person understand the type of result that they can expect if they work with you. And so we get that on a video. And ClickFunnels makes it so easy to build these pages. And so we take that testimonial video, we put it on the page, we put a headline that calls out the person that we're looking for, right? We call out, the entrepreneur, or we call out the busy mom, the busy overworked mom who's looking to get back in shape. Like whoever the avatar is that we've identified earlier, we call that person out in a great headline and we say, hey, here's the result that you can get, and have them watch the testimonial video. And if they're interested, then they just click on the button that takes them to a very quick application form, which asks them some basic questions about who they are and why they want the result and why it's important to them right now and things like that. And then from that point, we go offline. So the funnel is very simple. It's really just a landing page with a great headline and a great testimonial video, a call to action to apply for an opportunity to work with you. And then offline, we get those applications and we start having sales calls with those people.
So I did actually want to ask you a little bit more about that specific sales script, because you did go into a little bit more detail than some of the other summit interviewees, I think, in your 30-day plan regarding what to say during these calls with these potential clients. So is there anything that you can share with us on this interview about your closing techniques?
Yeah, that's great. And I'm a very competitive person, so I love to hear that I went into a little more detail there. So I think the importance of a sales call is recognizing it's not getting too people get nervous about sales calls. There's like, oh man, like it's all on the line right now. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what if they don't say yes? Like, what's going to happen? And I think we put so much pressure on ourselves in the general frame of thinking about sales calls that not only do we screw it up for ourselves, but we also screw it up for our prospect, because if they truly need what we have and we screw up the call, then we both lose, right? They leave not getting the thing, and we leave without getting the sale. And so I think it's important to think about this as a conversation between two people where you're leading the conversation and asking simple questions to help see if there's a real fit here. And as an aside, I don't remember if I talked about this in the chapter, but when I'm having a sales call, my primary thought that I'm asking for me to check in on is two questions. One, do I believe that I can help this person? Right? I don't think anybody does anybody any good by trying to sell something to somebody when they don't believe that they can actually help them. Like it's not ethical. It's not good business. You make less money. You create people who hate you. Like it's all around just horrible thing to do. So the first question to check in is like, do I actually believe that I can help this person? So there's going to be some questions that we'll ask to surface that information. The second question I ask, and sometimes I've actually said this out loud on calls, is would I want to work with this person? Do I like them? Right? Because if you're selling a high ticket offering of any kind, you're going to be somewhat hands-on. You're going to be investing your time and your energy with this person, and you can't pay me enough money to work with somebody that I don't like. Right? It wouldn't make sense to me. Like I would avoid their phone calls. I would avoid their Voxer messages. I wouldn't want to, hear from them. And I'm probably going to be less committed to helping them get the result if I really don't like them. So you've got to sort of check in with yourself just in the background. And you don't have to be as blunt as I am and saying, hey, I'm going to figure out if I like you and then we're going to work together or not. Although you can, right? There's nothing wrong with that, being totally honest. And so checking in on those two questions, but then to ask the questions from the person that you're talking to is sort of simple. It's to say, okay, great. You saw the video, you filled out the form, you raised your hand, you scheduled this call. What about all of that sounded good to you? Like, why are we on this call? What do you believe that I can help you with? And I'm not asking this as a leading the witness question. I'm asking this question with a genuine level of curiosity, right? And I think that's a really important aspect to take into the sales call, is to have real curiosity, not to think about the script and your questions as I've got to check off that I asked this question. I got to check off that. You're asking the questions for reasons, right? You're asking the questions with curiosity to elicit responses so that you can answer the two questions for yourself. Do I believe that I can help this person, and do I want to work with them? And so the first question we ask is, okay, like, why are we here? What's important to you? What's the challenge that you're having right now that you believe that I can help you with? And it's a really powerful question because, one, it lets you know, because every time you get on a plane, they always do like this final check to say like, hey, just checking everybody. We're making sure you're going to New York, right? And if somebody's on the plane, they're like, oh my God, I'm not going to New York. I got to get off the plane right now. That's a great opportunity for them to get off the plane. And this question is a great opportunity for that same thing to happen on the sales call, because you could say, I'm selling, this weight loss program that's going to help get you shredded in 14 days. And somebody gets on the call and they're like, okay, well, I'm interested in buying your supplements. They're like, well, I don't sell supplements, right? That's not what I do. So you got to make sure that there's an alignment between the result and the offer that you're planning on getting for that person and what they believe that they're actually there to do. And that's really a great qualifying question, because if they don't even think that you're the person to help them with that and that's why they're there, you might as well just end the call right there and save yourself the heartache. Like, you don't have to make an offer to everybody. And so that's the first piece of the call. And then the second piece is really understanding, with them knowing that's why they're there and the result that they want to get, what is it costing them by not having that result right now, right? And it's really, really important that you help people identify the cost of not getting the thing fixed, because a lot of people are going to think it's only going to cost them to work with you, but that's not true. Everything in life has an opportunity cost. Like, if you say yes to something, it means you're saying no to everything else. And you have to help them understand that by not working with you is also going to cost them something too. And you don't know what it is yet, and they probably don't know yet either. But you need to know, okay, if you're not able to generate those Facebook leads for your business, what is it costing you to not have those Facebook leads, right? Is it costing you 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 100 grand a month? Based on what they know about their business and where they are, you need to help them get to the point where they can place a clear label on what it's costing them to not have that problem solved. And this is an extremely important thing from a framing perspective, because without this, and then you go and you say, okay, my program costs 5 grand or 10 grand or 50 grand or whatever, then they're going to be like, okay, well, it's free for me to not do anything right now, and it's going to cost me 10 grand to work with you. I'm not going to do it. It doesn't make sense. But if they believe that it's costing them 100 grand to not get this problem fixed, and they believe you're the person to help them fix it, and it's only going to be 10 grand to fix the problem, then they're sort of starting to feel crazy by not taking you up on the offer. And so that framing on what is it costing them is really, really important. And you can't let people bullshit you in this question, because chances are that they've been in denial themselves. And that's the reason that they probably haven't even fixed it, is because they don't recognize how much it's actually costing them. And so they're going to be like, well, I don't know, maybe it's costing me like this much. And you've got to dig. And you've got to dig again with that spirit and sense of curiosity, with the intent to help this person discover something new for themselves so that they can make an educated decision on how to move forward with their life. Even if that's not with you, they should get off of the phone knowing and believing that they have a serious choice to make, and they know what not taking action is actually costing them. Inaction is not free, and that's the whole point of this second thing. And so then we move into the third part of the conversation, which is more about like, okay, now I get why you're here. I get why you think this is a problem. You understand why it's costing you money. Like, do you want to do this? Like, do you want to fix this right now? And am I the person to help you with it? Right? And they're like, well, you know what? I do think I want to fix it. And I believe that you're the person that I want to help me. Right? And then ask them, well, why do you think I'm the person that's the right person to help? Well, you helped so-and-so. I saw the testimonial video, or the way that you gave me the clarity about everything that's happening. Like I had a sales conversation recently with somebody, and he said in 10 minutes, he got more clarity around his entire business and where he was stuck than he'd had in the last several years. And this guy's a serial entrepreneur and a very experienced guy. And the reason is because I'm just asking questions out of curiosity to help him understand where he is. And then you ask, well, do you want help with that? Do you want my help with that? And if the answer is yes, then present what that looks like and present the offer. And don't get all worked up about it. Don't get nervous. A lot of people are going to say no, and that's okay. Like, you don't need everybody to say yes, right? Babe Ruth struck out more times than anybody else, and yet he's like one of the most revered home run hitters in the entire Major League Baseball history. And so don't get concerned that you're hearing no. Get more concerned that you're asking the right questions of the right people, and you're finding people who are the right fit. Because money is not the scarce resource. And I think I may have mentioned this in the chapter. Money is everywhere, right? Like you can go get a job and you can make money. You can sell something, you can make money. People have money that they're donating to charities and causes, and all. Money is everywhere. The scarce resource is the person who's able to come in and fix a legitimate problem and move you in the direction that you want to go. That's the scarce resource. So if you're truly an expert and you've gotten this great result for your keystone client and you've asked the right questions, have confidence that you are the scarce resource here, and what you're asking for is simply a nominal fee to compensate you for helping get somebody to that next level.
Fantastic, James. That was an awesome rundown of sales calls, and I really do thank you for providing all of that value to our audience. We are coming up on our time now for this interview, but I want to make sure that I give you one last opportunity to share anything about your 30-day plan or business in general with our listening audience.
So there was a lot of avenues that I could have taken this thing about how to, starting from scratch, creating an amazing result in 30 days. And the reason that I chose consulting, besides the fact that it's something that I'm super familiar with, is that I believe it's one of the fastest paths to cash that anybody can take. I believe that everybody is really good at something. I believe there are a lot of people in the marketplace who are not good at the thing that you're good at. And so all you're doing is literally bringing those two things together, and you can start making money and getting a solid footing underneath you. And you can continue with the consulting, you can grow that, or you can start to branch out in other directions. But it doesn't require you to come up with the most innovative idea on the planet. It doesn't require you to source products from China. It doesn't require you to learn how to use Google or Facebook or any of these other things. It's simply understanding where people are having a problem and where you can bring your expertise to help. And I think it's the fastest way to make money. And so that's why I decided to do this chapter.
Fantastic. Well, James, we are delighted you did contribute that chapter as well as all of the incredible value that you did on this interview today. For those of you at home, I've got a quick question for you before we go. Are you ready to embark on your own 30-day journey to success? Well, if that's the case, then I want to make sure that you know about something called the One Funnel Away Challenge. Click the button on this page to learn more and upgrade for your opportunity to craft a personalized and customized 30-day plan to success and getting that next award-winning funnel launched with the help and guidance of a ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club coach. Plus, when you upgrade, you're also going to be snagging some incredible bonuses, including a physical copy of the 30 Days Summit book, where we're putting together all of the 30-day plans from each one of the speakers being featured on this summit, unlimited access to the interview that you just watched with James, and of course, all of the other speakers being featured on this summit as well. And my favorite part of the entire thing, a second interview that I have recorded with every single one of the speakers on this summit, where we're actually going behind the scenes and they're going to be showing me via screen share how it is that they have set up their award-winning 2 Comma Club funnels. The value in those videos is absolutely out of this world, and I want to make sure that you don't miss it. So make sure that you click the button on this page to learn more about the One Funnel Away Challenge and upgrade today. James, one more time, thank you so much for being a part of the summit. We really appreciate it.